What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Baseball Now podcast, your one-stop shop for all MLB news and content every week during the MLB season. I'm your host, Braggins, always joined by Stephen Cross, and it is time for the Week 3 recap. We got a lot of teams to talk about, some crazy things that have been happening. We're going to recap the 2 or 3 series that we wanted to talk about. We mentioned them last episode, talked about the Dodgers and Rockies, like always, our favorite teams. We're going to get into it. Steve, want to start with the Rockies?
Yeah. So last time we were heading into a series with the Astros, and we were having some good vibes, especially coming off of a win in the finale against the Phillies on Easter. That was positive, but I was scared for the Astros series because you're going against the number one offense in all of baseball. And the Rockies just they whooped butt, man. I mean, in that series, the Rockies looked like they were the Dodgers in like 2017 against the Astros, and I mean, it was incredible. But yeah, no, it was the Rockies pitching was like simply fantastic. Like if we go to Monday night's game, I think it was Monday night. Yeah, so Ryan Feltner got the start there. He got the win. Rockies won 9-7, and we all know that the Rockies had that 8th run, 5th inning, which was insane. The Rockies just could not get out. It was fantastic. Obviously, the Rockies got 12 hits that night. It was one of those games, Mason, where it was just like finally the offense is showing up to life, because
for sure
the Philly series was just horrible. We could not score runs. Yes, we got a win in Game 3, but it was just horrible. And up to this point against the Astros, the Rockies offense was atrocious. It was really, really bad. The pitching was great, but anyways, the pitching in this game was not great for the Rockies. They gave up 7 runs, but again, Feltner was able to get the win there. Really, the guy of the game was Troy Johnson, again, who we picked off waivers from the Marlins this offseason. Excuse me. And he did fantastic. Got a home run there. TJ Rumfield got his first triple of his rookie year. So, man, Game 1 was off to a good start. And then, obviously, Game 2, another great game for the Rockies. They were able to get the win there. As I pull it up here, I forget the exact scoring here.
Tuesday night's game?
Yeah, Tuesday night. Let me see. Okay, it was 5-1. Kyle Freeland. Yeah. I was working that night, I believe, but looking at his stats, man, a lot of people are saying this was his best start since the 2018 wildcard game against the Cubs, and I think that's a pretty good thing you could call it there. He has a 2.30 ERA after that game against Houston, ultimately putting the Rockies at 5-6. But you look at the stat sheet, Mason. You know, the Astros only got 3 hits that entire game, which, again, this is at Coors Field, and the weather. Here in Colorado, Mason, it's been warm. It's been unusually warm. And you would think, okay, Coors Field, warm weather, a lot of home runs, a lot of offense. We saw a very low scoring game from the Astros. Again,
they only they had 1 homer, and it was Christian Walker's home run that night. And I want to make note, the pitching that night for the Rockies, they only used 2 pitchers.
It's unbelievable.
It was crazy. It was Kyle Freeland who went 6 1/3, allowing 1 run, 3 hits, and then Sensatella came in, went 2 2/3, striking out 3, and got his first major league save. So, I mean, it's insane.
I mean, Sensatella in the last few years has been, like, by stats, the worst pitcher in all of baseball, and yet he's become one of the best relievers in the game, because it goes to show you what new coaching will do to you and new philosophy within the Rockies organization. And of course, we'll briefly talk about the big news this week regarding Rockies stuff. But that was an awesome game, of course. Again, big win. Rockies win the series against the Astros. And then, obviously, Wednesday's game, I was also at work, I believe. I was unable to watch it, but the Rockies won 9-1 in the series finale. And
we were working together that
yes, that's right.
And I was like live telling you and Cole what was happening, because I got the ESPN score bug on my watch.
That's right. Game. Yeah, that was crazy, because we were like I would ask Mason, hey, what's the score? What's the update? And everything. It was
on, 2 out. Rockies still up 7-1.
And then at the end of the game, it's just like we were celebrating while we were at work. Rockies sweep. We're going to the World Series. Buy your tickets right now. But yeah, no, man, it was so weird, Mason, though, because it's just like it obviously was our first sweep since last June, but also to reach a record of 6-6 this early in the season had not happened since I believe 2022. And it just like it was weird because it's just like we've been so bad. Like that's how bad the Rockies have been, Mason. And it just like it felt good, but it's just like, why are we this bad? And so, but man,
I mean,
yeah.
that Wednesday game was another two
Mm-hmm.
pitchers, Michael Lorenzen getting the
Fine,
win with
finally.
that. And I think this is the funniest thing. Okay, Agnos came in that game.
And he still got the save, which doesn't make sense.
Yeah, which is because the Rockies were already up 9-1. So
Yeah.
it's like, unless I mean, that math still doesn't add up. Even if he had 0 outs, he walked the first 3 batters. The Astros can still only score 4 runs off of a hit. Like that'd be the most possible. So I don't know. So I don't know why Agnos is credited with a save for this game, but
yeah, and especially
good job, Agnos, I guess.
I think the only thing that would maybe why they gave him the save was because he pitched 3 1/3. I don't know.
Oh, that could be since he pitched 3.
And maybe that's when, because the Rockies did score a couple more runs like later than the game. Like again, yeah, in the 6th inning they scored 1/8, but still they would be up 7-1. So again, it just like I don't know. Anyways, what matters is that the Rockies got the sweep, Astros got swept, and they moved to 6-7. And again, you're looking at a series where really I feel like their best player was Christian Walker, I guess. I mean, obviously Altuve, he's done extremely well in his career at Coors Field. I mean, almost everybody has, but especially Altuve, given his career, the longevity of it. But sure. Alvarez was a guy that was concerned about Mason just because of his prodigious power, especially in Coors Field. But yeah, no, the Rockies were able to limit that lineup, how good it's been to start the year offensively. But yeah, I mean, really, again, their only best player I felt like in the series was Christian Walker, who has, again, spent a lot of time with Arizona, played a lot of games in Coors Field. So naturally, he would do well. Yeah. But again, really good series for my Rockies. And let's talk about your Dodgers, because we are also talking about the Dodger Blue Jay game series, or at least so that was game 3 at work.
From last week, we mentioned it's like that'll be a series to watch. The
World
Series
number
rematch.
1 series to watch. Yep.
Unfortunately, it wasn't a sweep. Our offense cannot pull together on that Wednesday day game to mount a comeback against the Jays, but blew them out in game 1, 14-2. I capitalized on a lot of fielding errors from the Blue Jays on that Tuesday game, winning 4-1. And then I think the Blue Jays learned how to play baseball again on that Wednesday game, beating the Dodgers 4-3. But again, it was still a close and competitive game. I think again, the Dodgers are the best team in baseball right now. After 3 weeks of ball, they're 11-4. But playing against the Blue Jays, I watched the entirety of that first game that Monday. I watched the whole thing since that was like a late night game. I didn't work that night. I watched the whole thing, and it's like the Blue Jays team that I watched play that day was not the 2025 AL champion Blue Jays. That team was nowhere to be found in that game. There were fielding errors. There was no offense from the Blue Jays. Their pitching was horrendous, which is why the Dodgers were able to score 14 runs. They capitalized on pitchers just leaving balls floating the zone. They capitalized on passed balls, throwing errors. So the Dodgers offense was able to move up bases. It was very sloppy from the Blue Jays. And embarrassing. Even if I was a Blue Jays fan, I would be embarrassed. Thankfully, I'm not a Blue Jays fan. I have a friend who, I think he's Canadian. I go to school with him, and he's a Blue Jays fan. And it's just anytime I get to just dog on the Blue Jays team, it's the funniest thing because he hates the Dodgers, since he is a Blue Jays fan, and it's just so funny to mock. I'm just like, yo, how was Monday's game, bro?
Hey, is it, by any chance, is this locker next year? Is at college, or do you have a locker at college, or no?
No, okay. College is not like that. It's just we play club disc golf together.
Oh, that's got to be interesting.
Yeah, quite fun. Different conversation though. Yeah, but I mean, the Dodgers are the hottest team in baseball. I mean, I said this last week that I don't think the Dodgers deserve to be number one in the power rankings.
Yeah.
I think they are number one in the power rankings after 3 weeks of ball. Again,
Yeah.
best record of the MLB. They have a plus 35 run differential right now. I really the only thing that's kind of catching up to them is we really are seeing it when Sheehan and Sasaki are pitching. That's kind of when the games are a little bit dicier. We saw this
Mhm.
during the next series that the Dodgers played against the Rangers. Again, it was looking like, oh yeah, we're going to sweep the Rangers, but we lost 5-2 yesterday against them.
Mhm.
That yesterday's game, let me see, it was Sasaki who was pitching, who is notorious for not having good command. Sasaki only went 4 innings, so he wasn't able to even get a win. Allowed 5 hits, gave up 2 runs, struck out 6, and walked 5 uh, on Sunday's game. And then let me take a look here on Saturday's game, the one that the Dodgers won 6-3. It was Sheehan pitching. Yes, he did get the win. He went 6 innings, but gave up 3 runs. So it's kind of the thing. Sheehan is definitely getting better. I can tell. He's 2-0
Mhm.
as a pitcher, but Sasaki is 0-2 as a pitcher. There's something Sasaki just is not clicking right now, and he's the weakest starting pitcher that we have. I mean, even like, come on, Uh, Justin Robleski, who was a relief pitcher, it's like who didn't even have a spot on the postseason roster
Yeah.
but got a spot because of the horrible tragedy that happened in Alex Vesia's family right before the 2025 playoffs started. Um, so Robleski was able to get a playoff spot, and he capitalized. Robleski made a name for himself. He's a better starting pitcher than Sasaki, which is kind of ridiculous.
Mhm.
Um, yes, and right now, Mookie Betts is injured, so I'm just like, I will say this: that Blue Jay series, we won that first game. Smith did not start the game. Mookie Betts was injured, and I don't think there was another player that we didn't start. I forget who it was, but it's like we didn't have three of our best players that game, and we blew them out that Blue Jays game. So it's like
Mhm.
so much incredible depth in the Dodgers
Yeah.
that just allows them to win games like this. I mean, even right now we have Hesung Kim and playing shortstop right now, splitting time with Miguel Rojas right now. And if we go to, let me take a look at the stats. I mean, in Hesung Kim's 6 games, his 13 at bats, he has a 308 average, which is
Mhm.
kind of ridiculous for a guy who comes off the bench. Miguel Rojas has played 10 games, not all of those he started. He has a 292 average. Dalton Rushing, who's only played 4 games, I'm pretty confident all of those he started, has a 538 average.
Yeah, dude.
Again, that's only 4 games that he's played. So like not
Mhm. Yeah,
essentially
a
it's
small
number
sample size.
two.
Yeah, small
Exactly.
sample
But
size.
again,
Yeah.
it's really like when even though we have so many players who are great, it's really about like if you can
Mhm.
come in with the limited time you play and you can capitalize on those moments you have. I think that's what continues to make the Dodgers great. Alex Call,
Yep.
who's only played 5 games, a 417 average. Santiago Espinal, who has played 5, has a 222. That's the second worst batting average on the team. So like not amazing,
Yeah.
but like Espinal has great defense as well, and he's a solid hitter. So I mean, yeah, just looking at all of the numbers from our whole team, it is impressive what they're able to do.
Yeah, and that's what again good teams do. If you have the depth, more than likely you're going to win a lot of games, and the Dodgers have that, where a lot of teams don't have that. And you look at young players like Freeland for you guys, and
Yeah.
and the rookie players. The reason why they succeed, like a lot of rookies succeed there, is because they don't have the pressure
Yeah.
to perform well on other bad teams, like let's just say Colorado
Yeah.
or Sacramento. We'll just call them Sacramento for now. Um, and then you look at or Miami or White Sox. Of
Yeah.
course, Murakami's having an incredible rookie season, but like you look at teams like that, a lot of these younger players they have rough starts, and yeah, you see that in baseball. But the
Mhm.
reason why the Dodgers have had the success that they've had for over a decade now is because whenever they call up these prospects, they perform well. Well, it's not only do they develop the talent well, it's because they don't have the pressure to say, okay, I need to hit a home run tonight. No,
Yeah,
just go on base. Again, Freeland hitting below 250 right now. Again, I'm not concerned about that. He's going to be fine. And plus, he's not playing every day. But
yeah,
whenever he does play, he usually, honestly, 222, that's about maybe 1 in 4 ish.
yeah,
At
just
best, you
about
get a
1 to 4.
you get a hit, which you'll definitely take that compared to a rookie that's hitting below 100, right?
Yeah,
So you'll 100% take that. So again, your Dodgers, Mason. I mean, they're impressive. And one name I do want to shout out is Blake Trinan, dude. Like the guy, if you're a fantasy baseball person, this is somebody that you better have on your
get this
fantasy team
guy.
this year.
Get
Get
this
this guy
guy.
on your team. Again, I mentioned it last week. I was unfortunate. I was too late to do fantasy baseball this year. But next year, if Trinan is still around, this is a guy I want to draft because it's just like he is reliable. He is unbelievable.
Yeah,
He doesn't have the speed or he doesn't have the high velo like everybody else in baseball does, where you throw 100 miles per hour like Victor Vodnik does on the Rockies or Seth Halverson. But this guy, he knows how to pitch and he's had the
yeah.
success. He's been in the big leagues for a long time. So he's a proven reliever. But yeah, I just wanted to give a quick shout out
Yeah,
to my boy
and I mean
Blake
it's
Trinan.
funny. It's like Blake Trinan, who was Blake Trinan was our closer for a very long time, and then we picked up Edwin Diaz, or sorry, we got Tanner Scott last year, who
Mhm.
then that he was like the closer. But both of those guys, Scott and Trinan, had terrible seasons last year, and both of them
Mhm.
in Tanner Scott has come into pitch in 8 games, Blake Trinan in 6. Both of them have had incredible seasons so far. Blake Trinan has a total 0 ERA through his 6 appearances, and he has 3 holds. Tanner Scott also has 3 holds in 6.2 innings pitched with a 1.35 ERA. So,
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
the two guys who, like, I think were definitely the laughing stock of the bullpen last year have come in and become another, like really
Mhm.
regained their respect as their fame or, that their name holds. One thing to do, Edwin Diaz, un- this came out of the blue, out of nowhere. He's day to day because I guess Robert said that his velo has dropped
Out of
out of
nowhere.
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 I don't. I thought it's like the last game I think he came into pitch the first or second game against the Rangers to come into pitch, and unfortunately he gave up a few runs which allowed them.
Mhm.
I think it was the first game with the Muncy walk-off homer. Diaz came in and
Yeah.
gave up enough runs to let the Rangers tie the game,
Mhm.
and I guess apparently after that his velo is non-existent anymore or something like, I don't know. But hopefully
Interesting. Yeah.
Diaz comes back in full strength. We get the elite pitcher that he is.
Mhm.
I don't know. I heard that and I was like, oh,
Oh
crazy.
boy.
The guy we're
Yeah.
paying $69 million can't pitch anymore.
I mean, like again, it's small sample size, but he does have a 6 ERA up until recently. So
Well,
again,
yeah,
one and up,
that
four
six
saves though.
that
Yeah.
6 ERA is from, I think he gave up like 1 run in his first or second appearance, and then the 3 runs that he allowed a couple nights ago.
Yeah. But I mean, again, Vesias, Tanner Scott, dude. I mean, your bullpen is unbelievable.
Yeah,
That's a blueprint for a successful team, and that's why they're a World Series contending team. I mean, they know how to
yep,
pitch, they know how to
absolutely.
hit. Now, granted, I know last year there were multiple times where at work you were like, man, the Dodgers just cannot get ahead. They just cannot get they would get on base, but they just can't score
Yep,
runs, or
yep.
their bats would not show up. And I feel like Mason, I feel like every year it's just like we get to that lull. And I don't think the Dodgers have to worry about it, but they get to that late season lull to where they just can't
Yeah,
play well.
and
And
I
then
think I wanted
it
to.
scares you. And then you go to the playoffs and then you're good.
Exactly. Yeah, I wanted to bring up the Rockies though. We saw a little bit of what we've known the Rockies to be in the Padres series, the 4-game series that they played against them, where it's like the
Oh,
Rockies got on base so many times in
yeah.
that series and
The
just
first two
were
games. Yeah.
were just unable to push across runs, of losing
Hmm.
7-3 in the first game, 5-2, 9-5, then 7-2. And
Yeah.
it's just like and I think we keep mentioning this, I keep saying this, like the Rockies are a competitive team. Like they have young guys who compete,
Hmm.
who play hard. It's just they always end up in
It's not.
situations like
Yeah.
those high pressure situations, like we need to push runs across the board, and every guy has failed to push across those runs. Again,
Yeah.
I mentioned this last week. It happens on every team, but it's like when you're looking at the worst teams in the league, that's why they're the worst team. One of the worst teams in the league is because their guys are consistently not pushing runners across home plates.
Yeah, I mean, the first 2 games were phenomenal. I was not upset with the first 2 games. Yeah, it was frustrating because both those were walk-off home runs, one by Xander Bogaerts, grand slam. I'm like, great.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
And then Gavin Sheets, I'm like, this guy, I don't know. He came out of nowhere. I think he was with the White Sox. I think he came up with them. And I'm like, really? But I'm like, you know what? Hey, we're staying competitive. It's just like those 2 games were definitely winnable, especially in both games. The Rockies were up late in both games.
Yep.
It's just like the Padres offense, dude, like out of nowhere. And I think
just into this walk-offs in this game.
And not only that, I think just heading into the series, the Padres were starting to get hot, and obviously they're playing very good right now. Obviously, yeah, you can say the Rockies are bad as well. Yes, but the Padres, they're just clicking right now. And plus, I will say though, there's their new City Connects. I don't know. I like the older ones.
You want to talk about the City Connects right now?
Yeah, let's talk about that very quickly because, like, I think we both agree. The ones we love are the Orioles. I personally love the Braves new ones. Those are
the Braves and the Orioles. I think are the top two. They are beautiful. I think they're great. Definitely improvements from their old ones. Absolutely.
The ones I'm not high on, and I think you might agree with me here, is the Royals. I hate the
rest
Reds.
Of them, honestly, the rest of them
are bad. Like the Reds, I don't like the red pants. They should have done white. Or hey, dude, go back to black or something. I don't know.
Kind of it's the opposite of their last year's jerseys, where they had they had an all black jersey last year for their City Connects, and now
they went on Canva and did the color change and just swapped it.
It's very uninspired.
Yeah, I don't like
the Royals one. I think visually it looks really cool. I think it's a very cool jersey. It's not the Royals though.
The gradient on the hat I don't like. It's just like it looks.
I don't know. I think it's fun. You don't see a lot of that. I think it's fun.
For me, I think didn't the Giants do that with their very first City Connection? You know what I'm talking about with the G on the white jerseys and the bridge.
Maybe
it was like a white gradient. I wasn't a big fan of that. I mean, it was all right. It was 2 colors. I don't know. It's just like the light pink. I don't know. It's just not clicking for me.
I'm just like the big thing with the Royals is that it's like. Maybe people were talking about, the Royals have to do something with their jerseys other than the navy blue. They finally did it, and it's this gradient to purple. It's not the Royals, and I think that's the biggest problem.
Maybe that's what I'm looking at. Yeah. I will, and then shout out to the Pirates. I love the Pirates.
Yeah.
City Connects. I personally like them. Prefer like in the first one. The first one was just PGH. Like really, you could have done more than that, right? The Berg or this. It's like the old classic Pirates, and then you had the old Pirates Buck logo on the hat. That's just perfect.
I think the jersey itself is a little bit boring outside of the patch.
It could be like an alternate jersey rather than a City Connect jersey.
Yeah, exactly, because it's a black jersey and then just has Pirates across it, so it's not really that more interesting. But
it would be a great alternate jersey.
It'd be a great alternate jersey. Yeah. It's really the hat that kind of just saves it because the hat is so cool.
I liked how they put the red on the colors, just like more red. I know Pittsburgh, it's obviously black and gold, obviously.
Black and gold,
Steel City, right? But I like how they implemented the red. It just, I just like it.
The Brewers one is genuinely awful.
No,
it's so bad. I think a lot of the times these designers make really fun designs. They just aren't always like the most relevant or like
I get what they're getting at, but at the same time though, it's just like I don't see what happened to Brew Crew. I love the Brew Crew. They should have just kept that.
And it's like I think Show and Field from ESPN says this great in his review of it. This is more of a State Connect jersey rather than a State Connect jersey, and I 100% agree. I mean, it's just
I love that quote. Yeah,
across the front. It's like you're not really representing the city; you're representing the state with this jersey. Yeah. But you're the Milwaukee Brewers, not the Wisconsin Brewers.
Okay, and then Texas. Why is it like what?
It is. Okay. I thought last year's were pretty bad. Last year's were not great.
It's the black pants with the cream tops.
Yeah, with the cream top.
I got used to it. At first, I'm like, no. I got used to it because they're trying to get a cowboy look to it. Okay, but this
looks
is
like a high school team jersey.
This is worse.
This looks like a high school team jersey.
Like I don't know, dude.
It's so bad. It is so bad.
Yeah, it looks like
Yeah.
Texas, like Texas
Tejas,
Longhorns.
which is Texas in Spanish.
Yeah, but it's just like it looks like the Texas Longhorns uniform, except it's not orange. Instead of orange, it's red. I'm like,
Right.
a little bit
Well,
more.
okay, hold on. Sorry, my apologies. You say Tejas, but it's still spelled the same way in Spanish.
Oh, okay.
The way it's spelled on their jersey, it means friend, in the Native American language, Caddo. I
Okay. Texas.
Okay.
Like
It's like
okay.
I have nothing against the Native American tribes
Yeah,
that live in the United States.
Oh,
Why?
why?
Just why?
It would make sense for the Diamondbacks, like Serpientes. Love their City Connect jerseys. Like I love it.
Exactly.
But why
I think
Texas?
I think there are a lot of other teams
Yeah.
that you could do a Native American inspired jersey for.
Yeah.
I don't think the Rangers
Yeah.
should have been one of them.
Yeah, and like, listen, what I would have done with Texas City Connect jersey, have like the Texas logo. You know, I know the Astros. You know, the old time the star logo. You know, what I'm talking about.
Yep.
I know popping a little bit, but like have a little bit more of the Texas. You know, like the Texas star. Have a star from the flag in there, but just like it's too bland. Like it's just so bland.
Again, it's a high school jersey. I think. Honestly, I think a lot of people flamed the Rockies 2024 City Connect jerseys because it just looked like our license plate. But if the Texas Rangers just slapped the Lone Star State flag on their jersey, it will look so much cooler than this.
Exactly. Like it's just
like I don't care if it's uninspired, for it just being the flag. It's cooler than this high school looking jersey.
Well, I think the hat is all red. I want to see some blue. I want to see a little bit more, just like again, all the City Connects.
Everything's red.
Everything's red.
All red.
And all the other City Connects from this year have like a different brim than the color of the top of the hat. Like the Padres, the Brewers, I think have a different build than the actual hat because it's like the blue, and then you have the W, and then, but like Texas probably the worst one out of this group. But I don't know, maybe our opinions will change.
And I mean, the San Diego one, I think
I like it.
I was not really a fan of the old ones. I just thought it was too vibrant. So I like this kind of how it's like, it pops, but I think the black fits much better.
Mm-hmm.
I think Schoenfield says that it feels like a jersey the Marlins might wear, and I'm a little bit inclined to agree to some degree. But and Schoenfield also says he wants something that just connects to the city a little bit more. And again, I would agree with that, but I think the design itself is fine.
Yeah.
It's just like an alternate color to last year's is really what it is, which I don't really have a problem with.
Yeah.
I got used to the bright, vibrant one from last year, in the year before, but it's not that inspired. It's not terrible.
Yeah.
But it's not fantastic either.
Yeah, I think the reason why I like it is because I think it's also a callback to like the Tony Gwynn years. Do you remember when the Padres were having those colors of like it was before the boring desert sand colors when it was just like awful. I think what they were getting at for these City Connects for the Padres is like going back to when Tony Gwynn was there, which was perfect. I like those Padres colors, which was iconic. And again, for those who are wondering what I'm talking about, go look it up. Look at old Pod.
You're talking about the black one with the red number on it. I
think that we're trying to get some inspiration from that, which I am all for that. And the Padres, I think, have great colors. Again, I hate the Padres. We both hate the Padres, obviously, as NL West fans, but we will admit they have good colors.
I think honestly, there are a lot of jerseys that the Padres have that they just need to make their main jerseys because I'm sorry, brown and mustard yellow is not a good color combo.
Poop color brown.
It is not a good color combo.
Yeah,
and it's like I know it's been the thing since 2020, I think is when they started those.
Yeah, they rebranded.
Rebranded to that after the Navy. I was like, you don't have to go back to Navy. I just don't think.
Maybe go back to like the colors again, like the City Connect and the City Connect colors that you have this year. Go back to the Tony Gwynn years. I mean, we've seen teams do that.
Black and orange. I know, like the Orioles have the same colors.
Yeah,
but I mean
the Astros did it. They have their colors now that they had when they were successful. Because again, understandably so, because the Astros in the mid 2000s, even though I love that old retro Astros logo from the mid 2000s. Again, MVP baseball 2005. I grew up playing that. Like. I kind of wish the Astros could go back and use that, but I understand why they changed it because obviously they want to change the culture, and the Astros were known for nothing for losing under that logo, so it's understandable. But there are some logos I just wish that could come back. Like I missed the 2010 2009 Toronto Blue Jays logo with the J.
Yeah.
Remember like Roy, like
Yep.
that's
Yep.
classic. I kind of miss that, but
And I honestly, this might be like my shared old head nostalgia. I miss the Devil Rays and I miss the Florida Marlins.
the Florida Marlins 100%. And again, I've said this on our Rockies pod. I will one of these days, maybe this summer, during the All-Star break or something, when we do a pod or something, I'm definitely going to get a Florida Marlins hat just because I just feel like they were obviously more relevant and more
It's
better
so
back
cool.
then.
I think it's like I don't know. It's like the current Miami Marlins logo. It
It's just,
shares the same like
yeah.
design concept as the original. It's just I don't know. The
Yeah.
Florida Marlins
Why not go
just
back to it? And now we're starting to see now the Marlins are wearing their, those old throwback uniforms
yep,
every Friday. And it's just like, okay, well, at this point, why not just go back to
just do
that?
it. Just go back.
Just go back. And it's funny because again, they were, of course, when they switched over to Miami, they had the orange and black M, which I
Yep.
actually got used to. I actually kind of like that.
Yeah, they changed their colors again.
And I'm like, dude, what are we doing? It's just like that's gonna upset your fan base. There's really no vision at that point. That's why Derek Jeter left. So it's just But I agree with you, Mason. Like, bring that back the Florida Marlins. Bring back the
Have you?
teal. Yeah,
I don't think I've seen it that often, but like the Rays wore their Devil Rays
yeah,
jersey a couple of nights ago. I was like, those are awesome.
yeah. And
They
again,
look they
they
look
need to bring that
so
back.
cool.
Yeah, it's just like bring that back, please. I mean, it would do baseball a favor, baseball fans a favor. If fans are asking for it, Rob Manfred, if you're listening to this podcast somewhere, please do that. Or the next commissioner, because Manfred will be out, I think after 2028. If it's going to be like CC Sabathia or somebody like that,
I
please,
think they went
please
with
bring that.
when was it? They released at the start of March jersey mock-ups
Yeah.
to vote on, and I think it was voted on their 1999 throwback,
Yeah.
which I think they also
Back when,
had, and then
yeah,
the 1998 jersey paired with the 2023 throwback hat. It's so cool.
it's so clean.
It is beautiful. It is gorgeous.
Yeah. It
So
just,
is it
yeah.
very the Devil Ray uniform started in 2023. I swear,
Pull it
like
up.
I have not seen that ever. I don't know.
Uh,
Maybe I just like haven't.
Oh, yeah. Oh, dude, I'm seeing it right now. Dude, yeah, I feel like they try, like, obviously Nike and everything. They're trying to bring a newer look, but I like it.
It looks good, and then also
Yeah.
kind of like a similar thing. Their current City Connect pulls from their like 2000s era
Mhm.
jerseys with the Tampa Bay across the front,
Yeah.
rather than that like newer kind of just like more face upward, which still also
Yeah.
look
When they
cool.
introduced that, I believe it was last year or the year before, I said because they had, like, again, each year, like, a certain amount of teams will introduce their new City Connects. I think it was last year or the year before when the Rays introduced their
Yeah,
City Connects.
2024.
I think they were the best of that list. But ultimately, I will say this, Mason, before we move on to some of the other series, before we wrap up today's show, and we wrap up some other teams we want to quickly talk about. I will say, if I had to compare the Rocky City Connects jerseys this year, to this year's releases, the Rockies easily by far the best. Just being biased, but
Okay. Okay.
I think the Rockies still have arguably one of the best City Connect jerseys. I mean, I got the hat. Like, I mean, come on, it's just beautiful colors. However, I don't know if it's just me, Mason, but did the Braves kind of get the Rockies look here? If you look at the Braves' new logo, new City Connect
True.
colors,
True. I think I
Braves
actually
kind
think
of
you
went
might.
a Rockies route.
I think you might be right. I had for a long time kind of
Very
like
similar colors.
yeah, I had for a long time all of the colors of every team, like just like their different like color swatches, the hex codes
Mhm.
of them saved. For when I think like last year when I was making those like weekly recap graphics,
Yeah,
I just had like all of them ready.
the
Uh,
colors. Yeah.
I think also whichever website I have also does it for every single jersey combination, so it might be the same color combination. Um, I'll have to look that up.
But yeah, like if you look at it's obviously the jerseys for the Braves this year for the City Connects I believe are yeah,
Fantastic.
they're buttoned. But the Rockies, obviously, their City Connects are very, very unique because they're vest jerseys. They're not buttoned. But yeah, I just thought it very interesting because when I saw the Braves new City Connect jerseys, I'm like, they look very familiar to the Rockies' current new City Connect jerseys.
Yeah.
Very, very odd. And not only that, but there's like a slight tint of red in the Braves City Connects. It almost looks like the same color that the Rockies have in the red here. Now, however, it's more of a hotter pink. Again, my camera is not the greatest at it, but it's more of a hotter pink. And so it's just like very familiar. Obviously, there's no purple in the Braves City Connect, but it's very familiar. And so I'm like, interesting. But yeah, but I like again, I'll go back to it. Rockies, in my personal opinion, have and both City Connect jerseys have been, I think, arguably the best. But I have a question for you, Mason. Yep. Which Rocky City Connect are you choosing? Are you choosing the license plate ones or the current ones?
I really prefer the license plate ones.
Okay.
I know it's kind of like not the greatest design ever. I think when I saw the 2.0 jerseys came out, I was like, it doesn't feel Rockies. You know what I mean? I know the whole point is like the sunset over the Rocky Mountains. It's just everything about the colors doesn't feel Colorado. I feel like watching the actual sunset go down over the mountains here, it's not as vibrant. You know what I mean? Like I think it's a darker purple. I think it's a darker blue. It's a darker orange. It's it's darker colors than what it is actually on it. So obviously I'm sure that they kind of did it just for you can't make the colors too dark. Otherwise it kind of like starts to bleed, and I'm sure that's kind of the reason why. But it doesn't feel like the Colorado sunset to me.
Yeah,
so I'm definitely. I think I wore it a couple weeks ago on the podcast, but I have the 2024 City Connect jersey hat.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's. I mean, it's. I still have the jersey. It's on my wall over here. It's a beautiful jersey.
It's clean and simple, and it doesn't need to be anything more than that. I think that's really cool. I mean, we're talking about City Connect jerseys for way too long, but I'll say this, and then we'll talk about actual baseball teams.
Yeah.
What I liked about it is that and I think what they should be is that they should reference or call back to just some part of the state or the city that it's a part of, whether or not it has kind of like a niche reference or like a great reference, or inspiration, or it's as boring as the Colorado license plate. It's like it needs to be clean and simple and not over the top. And I think the 2.0 jerseys for the Rockies is over the top. Whereas the first one is just clean and simple. I mean, the Dodgers City Connect jersey from 2024, Los Dodgers, not the greatest inspiration. We saw for real, but it was clean. I loved the navy blue with the sleeves fading into the black. I thought that was very clean. We had the D from, wrong side of the jersey. This D on the hat paired with that. In the Dodgers current jerseys, oh golly, I'm not going to talk about that, but I hate them. I hate them. I think they're horrible. But yeah. I wish that they would. I wish there was more time and care put into what the City Connect jerseys would look like instead of kind of just like, let's put some colors.
Just add random colors on there.
Because that's what a lot of the ones this year kind of felt like.
They went to Windows Paint. They went to Windows Paint and just said, "Hey, let's try this."
Yeah. We're gonna take the outline of the jersey. We're gonna click the paint bucket tool, click a random color, and then drop it in there. Yeah, that looks good.
Marketing, sign it up, send it to MLB.
Graphic design 100.
But I will say, I think out of this year's, again, we got to wrap up the City Connects. But I think my favorite is probably the Braves, in my personal opinion.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, the colors are phenomenal. But I do want to talk about, again, we're going to kind of go through some of these series here. Quickly talk about the Blue Jays before we move on to the Athletics and the Yankees series. Again, we're not going to get to every single series today because that would take forever. But the Blue Jays, Mason, I mean, you look at their hitters. A lot of them are hitting under 200 or around below 250. I mean, George Springer's off to a horrendous start. Varsho's also not doing well. Even Vladimir Guerrero, he's hitting okay, but it's just like this lineup.
Vladdy's the best hitter on their team with a 321 right now.
Okamoto, I mean, I mean, again, he's a rookie. I mean, he's coming over from Japan. Give him some slack over there, I guess, but. I mean, Heineman is arguably, if you look at his average, of course, I'm going to this last game against the Dodgers here, but Heineman is hitting 353 on the year. Again, small sample size.
He's only played in 8 games. I think we need to keep that in mind. He's only played 8 games. But honestly, I think the Blue Jays should start. I mean, if they haven't done it already, they need to start Heineman over Kirk.
It's just
more often than not. Yeah, because he's clearly just a better hitter. Kirk is hitting 150. And Addison Barger, who was almost the World Series hero last year, almost hitting the walk-off home run or like a walk-off base hit. 0.53 on the season.
Yeah, it's just
in 8 games.
I mean, the Blue Jays pitching is there. Their bullpen, they have some nasty. I mean, Rogers out of the bullpen is good. Former Rocky Jeff Hoffman is doing well, but it's just like they're just not. It's not clicking. It's just not working. And again,
they have so many pitchers.
Yeah, I mean, they were busy this offseason, but
they also have on ESPN. They have Mason Fluharty listed twice in the pitchers list. Once just his first and last name, second with his middle name. The exact same stat line. I'm sorry.
Yeah, good.
Mason Fluharty has a negative 0.1 ERA. Mason Lynn Fluharty has negative 0.1 WAR for Mason Fluharty. Mason Lynn Fluharty has a 0 WAR.
That is interesting.
I'm pretty confident this is the same person.
Imagine they're just brothers. It's just like, okay, wow, man.
I genuinely, it has to be an error. That
that is funny,
that
dude.
Be real.
I need to look that up. Dude, I need to look that up. I'm gonna check it out right after. So I'm gonna go to the Blue Jays page. That is so funny.
They're right. He's here twice.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know why.
Same picture and everything?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
If you open up Mason Lynn Fluharty, there's no photo, I mean, there's no stats, no news. It only has his birthday and his batting and throwing. It's like no bio, no splits, no game log.
Who is this guy? This guy's the imposter for the Blue Jays?
Imposter Mason Fluharty.
Fluharty. Yeah, age 20. Okay, I found his bio. I think it looks like he's age 24. But yeah, there's Liberty. Okay, College Liberty. Okay, interesting.
Honestly, wow. I mean, I know you said they have like a lot of arms. Their arms are not that good.
I mean, Dylan Cease is. I mean, he's 245. His last start is 0. He had 8 strikeouts against your Dodgers,
right,
but
if we're talking about, we want to I think good pitcher ERA is like 3.75 and below, or like 3.5 and below, right? So I mean, you've Hoffman, the relief pitcher, 235 right now. Cease is a 245. Gossman is a 208. And they have a couple relief pitchers. Braden Fisher, Tyler Rogers, 0 ERAs, with 2 holds each. And then Hoffman has a 235 with 2 saves. So I mean, they got some solid pitchers, in the bullpen, but a lot of their arms kind of have just given up a lot of runs. Eric Lauer, Scherzer, Spencer Miles as a relief pitcher. Brendan Little, who came in he's pitched 3.2 as a 25.55 ERA.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, he struggled against the Rockies when we were there.
Fleming, who's pitched 3 innings, has a 12 ERA. I'm not going to count Heineman in here because he's a catcher. He's a position player. Yeah, so I mean, it's just I think the Blue Jays are kind of a hot mess right now. I mean, they have a negative 25 run differential.
Yeah, and they're going up against the Brewers starting is it tonight or tomorrow? I think it's tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. So they have the day off, but yeah, they're 6-9.
But I mean, they're playing the Brewers, but the Brewers on a 5-game losing streak.
So it's just like the 2 teams are not playing very well. I mean, I would say the Brewers are probably have a better record this year. But if you had a team to pick who has a hotter hand, maybe the Blue Jays. But again, if you look at the standings sheet here on MLB.com, I mean, the Blue Jays are 2-8 in their last 10. So that's too hot.
2-8 in their last 10, 4th in division, tied with the Red Sox, who are also 6-9. But the Red Sox are 5-5. In their last 10.
So yeah, the Red Sox are picking up.
Something to look at. The Red Sox are maybe finally awake.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Again, they're obviously 0+0 in the run differential. They've been winning some games, and their rotation is starting to wake up. Contreras, obviously, there was that series against the Brewers where Mazeroski. It was not Mazeroski. It was Woodruff. I think hit Contreras, and there was that whole potential bench clearing situation. I don't think there was bench clearings, but there was some hot heads in that series.
Yeah.
Obviously, with the history between Woodruff being the NL Central, and obviously Contreras also being the NL Central for a long time, right, with the Cubs and then with the Cardinals. But yeah, I mean, maybe that lit a fire for Boston. I mean, Garrett Crochet having a great year. No big surprise there. 3.12
Yep.
ERA. He's going to get the start here against the Twins tonight. Contreras, it looks like he's doing well. I'm trying to look at some other players that are like doing extremely well for the Red Sox here. Again, we mentioned Contreras, but I'm looking at my guy Trevor Story. He's having a slow start, and I hope
For
he
sure.
can wake up. And again, he looks like he had a 4-hit day the other day. I think was it yesterday or the day before he had a 4-hit day. So he's starting to wake up a little bit. But again, still concerns there for Trevor, and hopefully he stays healthy. But yeah,
I mean,
Mason, yeah,
like the big names you want to get hot are Roman Anthony and Trevor Story, and they are not hot right
no,
now. Jaron
yeah.
Duran also want to get hot. I mean, the best hitters on their team right now are Willie Abreu and Wilson Contreras.
Yeah. Again, I think Story, you hope that he has another year like he did last year, where Story, again, arguably could have been an all-star. That's how good he was last year.
Yeah, I mean,
Just
he last year 263 average, a 308 on base percentage, 433 slugging, a 3.8 WAR. Let's see. I mean, he struck out 176 times.
Yeah, that's Trevor Story.
But he had 25 homers, 96 RBIs, 265 total bases, 31 stolen bases. So I mean, he almost had a 30-30 season last year.
Yeah.
And that's kind of that's what you
him.
want to see from him again.
Yeah, they need him. Another team in that division, Mason, in the AL East, that needs to get it going. And they lost this. I believe they lost. No, I think they won the series, but they lost the final game to the Athletics, and that's the New York Yankees.
After an 8-2 start to the season, they've lost their last 5.
Yeah,
which is ridiculous. No, they lost that series to the Athletics.
Yeah, in the meantime, let me pull up the banner here so we can show the people who are watching.
There we go.
Obviously, we can the standards up is now working. So
but it's still like they beat the Athletics 5-3 in a pretty competitive game, that first game, then lost 3-2 and got shut out 1-0 in the last game. I mean, just like now, I think that really speaks to the pitching and defense from both teams. A 1-0 game is something you don't see every day. It was the starting pitcher, he went 8 innings. He almost won a full game. And gave up 7 hits, 1 run, struck out 7. That was Weathers, who was pitching for
the Yankees.
Yankees. And then it was Jeffrey Springs pitching for the A's, who went 7 innings, only allowed 1 hit, no earned runs, 6 strikeouts, 2 walks. Springs pitched, the A's pitched a combined, what is it? They pitched a combined 1 hitter.
1 hitter, yeah.
They pitched a combined 1 hitter. 8 hits from the A's, and then it looks like the only RBA came from Soderstrom, who scored Max Muncy.
Yeah, the other Max Muncy, not your Max Muncy, Mason. But
I will say, Athletics Max Muncy,
he's having a good year.
He's having a pretty solid year.
In terms of this, again, this was up a few days ago. Of course, the stats have changed, the numbers have changed, but Max Muncy for the I should say Sacramento A's, he's their best player in terms of average. So, but other than that, I mean, Wilson's having a rough start. Obviously, had a rough series, but 196 heading into this series against the Yankees, or last game, I should say.
Jeff McNeil is still playing baseball. He plays second base for the Athletics.
Yeah, he got traded. Again, for those who watch, he got traded.
How old is this guy?
He's definitely up there. He's 34, but like if you look at his picture, Mason, I mean, this guy's already graying in the face.
He's got gray down here.
He doesn't look like he's 34, maybe 37, 38. He
looks like he's as old as my dad, and my dad is 43.
We're burning Jeff McNeil right now in the podcast, but
I'm sorry.
he's hitting 318 this year, and if you go to his stat sheet here on MLB.com, he's no home runs this year, but he has 3 RBIs, a stolen base, 318, 375, 761 OPS. Yeah. But
I mean, this whole Athletic teams, the work is being shared by the whole team. I mean, on ESPN, which is where I kind of just like go straight to, like where they do like their team leaders when you look on their like batting stats. Jeff McNeil leads batting average. But then Shea Langoliers leads in home runs. Soderstrom with RBIs. Kurtz has the best on-base percentage, and then Max Muncy has the most amount of hits for the team. So it's like the load is being shared by the whole team. Everybody, I mean, all 5 of those names are hitting above 200. Nick Kurtz batting the worst at 204. But, I mean, it's kind of incredible. And then you also have Jacob Wilson, their shortstop, who's batting 250 right now. I mean, anybody who's batting below 200, their right fielder, Lawrence Butler, and Brett Rooker, who I think we kind of, was it Rooker that they extended?
Yeah, it was
this
Rooker.
offseason, who is not having a great season. He's batting 146 with a negative .1 WAR. He has 17 strikeouts, only 2 stolen bases, 2 homers, 8 RBIs, and he has, outside of his homers, he has 0 extra base hits this season.
Yeah. I mean,
I think that's kind of like to speak to all of the A's games, really, if you want to be honest. I mean, if we look at their team kind of just generally, yes, they won the series against the Yankees in a lot of low-scoring games. Then, I mean, they shut out the Mets 4-0. They swept I'm sorry, they swept the Mets 4-0 in the first game, 11-6, and then another 1-0 game.
Yeah.
I think final game.
I think we used this word last time, but we said for the Athletics that they're an inconsistent team, and yet they're 8-7 somehow. Like, that, which is mighty impressive. It's just wow. I mean, again, it's like, again, we're going to week 4 now of the regular season. Again, it's still early, and you're seeing a lot of jockeying within the standings, obviously, but you would think the Athletics would be a little bit lower. And somehow they're better than the Angels. I mean, listen, the Angels.
I mean, the Angels are only half game behind. Just
but like the Mariners and the Astros. We kind of already talked about them briefly.
I'm sorry. Let's talk about the Astros right now.
Yeah, let's do that.
Today, it literally finished like 15 minutes ago. The Mariners and Astros just started their series. The Mariners won 6-2. And kind of like the title right here at the bottom, which we haven't addressed the entire time, is the Astros. They're the worst team in baseball right now after losing this game to. That's good to hear. Astros
I know.
Are the worst team in baseball.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
It's that meme. I forget where it's from, but the guy where he's just like this and he's crying. That's literally.
It's the Michael Jordan image where he's holding the NBA trophy.
I've been praying for times like this. Yeah, no.
That's how I feel right now.
I know, it's just like, I do like some of the players obviously on their team again, and I'm sure you might have a soft spot in your heart for Yordan Alvarez. However, again, it's the Astros. You hate the Astros.
I hate the Astros.
But I mean, Yordan Alvarez, former Dodger prospect. But yeah, I mean, you look at their lineup though. I mean, it's better than like the Athletics in terms of numbers. Like you would think that this team would be
batting well.
Yeah, or
great hitting.
Yeah, and you would think that the Astros would be maybe the opposite, like 11-6. But
oh my gosh, I just pulled up their pitching page. This is awful. I'm not even going to read you names. I'm just going to read every single pitcher that has pitched any amount of innings. I'm just going to read off all the ERAs.
Like shoot it out, yeah.
587, 736, 084, 1254, 964, 727, 216, 540, 491. 491, 135, 169, 1620, 771, 1575, and 9.
Ooh. I think the Rockies broke the Astros just like they did with the Blue Jays.
This is genuinely terrible. Their best pitchers are, their starting pitcher, Hunter Brown, he has 17 strikeouts on the season. He's only walked 6. He's given up 0 homers this season, Hunter Brown, which is incredible. He only has allowed his 1 earned run through 10.2 innings of work, which is why he has that .84 ERA. And then the next best 2 pitchers are Brian King and Anel De Los Santos, who only 1 hold between the 2, 1 save between the 2, a combined total of 11 strikeouts, 4 walks, 2 earned runs, 8 total hits combined, and 1 home run given up between the 2. Just, I mean, everybody. And then Kai Tang, another relief pitcher, has 9 strikeouts, has given up 2 homers, 2 walks, in 8.1 innings of work, ERA of 2.16. The rest of their pitching is in shambles.
Horrible. Like, again, like you look at the final game against the Rockies in that series, it's just like the Blue Jays they threw like I think I think this was a real stat. If I'm not correct, somebody let me know. But I think they threw over 200 pitches against the Rockies in that game, which is insane. It goes to show you maybe the Rockies offense was disciplined actually, but also it goes to show you the Astros are just like struggling. And again, we'll also mention that they do have some injuries, but still, like it's early, but this is very concerning. If you're the Astros and that division, it's going to be. I think it's going to be up for grabs again. You look at the Rangers; they lead 8-7. Athletics also they're tied for first with the Rangers. So again, it's still small margin. They're in the AOS, but yeah, Mason. I mean, it's just like
through 17
awful.
games, it's not promising.
Well, and then not to mention, like again today against the Mariners, Burrows, who's a bullpen guy, they had another bullpen game, and so they're having to use up their bullpen now. Again, granted, they used only 2 pitchers today, but they're using bullpen pitchers. And Burrows 11 hits allowed today and just 6 innings of work. I mean, that's I mean, if you allow, I mean, generally for a good starting pitcher, for a good start, you want to have that cut in half, maybe about 5 or 6 hits. That's a good start. This is not great. I mean, 6. That's obviously you're averaging 1 run per inning, and 3 strikeouts.
But I mean, it's Burrows gave up all 6 runs from the game, and then their bullpen held it down from there.
And Brant's has a 7.71 ERA, so it's just like you don't know if the the bullpen's gonna make the lead for the Mariners larger. And the Mariners, they're hot and cold lineup. They're 8-9 this year. Donovan coming over from St. Louis, he's having a great start. Cal Raleigh, though, I mean, my goodness, he's going to warm up.
Kind of finally waking up a little.
Yeah, he's waking up a little bit. Got 2 hits today, 520 OPS on the season. But you're hoping that he could get hot a little bit more. Obviously, help your lineup, and he will, knowing how good he was last year. Josh Naylor, he got a home run today. I think he actually had a 2 home run game today.
Josh Naylor did hit 2 homers today.
5 RBIs.
5 RBIs.
Mm-hmm. Let me see here. Crawford, Mitch Garver, and then is that Cole Young or Jacob Young? Cole Young. Yeah, that's right. He's a rookie, first round pick in 2022, I think. But yeah, no, it's just for the Astros again. They're the title of our episode. This is like probably one of the worst starts that they've had in a very long time. Given the first 16 or so games, and this, I mean, that again, one thing that again is kind of puzzling is you look at the lineup and the numbers that they have offensively. It's like it's really good. It's really good. What's hurt them is the pitching. That's what really hurt them. So if they don't fix that, I mean, it's just it might as well get worse.
It's kind of been like, even though they have 11 losses, got swept by the Rockies, swept by the Mariners in 4, and then they to open the season they lost 2 to the Angels. They lost
a series, I think, too.
They split the series.
Gotcha.
Okay. They split the series with the Angels and then swept the Red Sox, but then lost a series to the Athletics. Swept by the Rockies, swept by the Mariners.
So their only series win has been by the Red Sox.
But I mean, if we look at it, they have a total of 95 runs scored for, which is the most in their division. It is the most in the American League. They have scored the most runs in all of baseball.
And their pitching is the worst in baseball. So it's the tale of 2 sides.
Right, but they've also given up the most runs in baseball. So, I mean, it's like in the games that they lose, it's like, a week ago or so, they lost the Athletics 12-10. So it's like, yes, they scored 10 runs, but then
their pitching is just failing them.
They gave up 12. It's like they lost, outside of the 2 games, that first game played against the Rockies, they scored 7 runs. In the Mariners, they scored a total of, what's this math here, 16 runs against the Mariners. But it's like, that's why their hitting is so good, is because they're just scoring runs. But I guess every team that plays the Astros just has figured out, we should just also score runs. I don't know.
It's like the meme
downfall.
It's like the meme. I think the Drake meme, looking at the phone and just like, what I'm talking about. I think it's
the computer. Literally. Like the guy comes with points. He's like,
Like literally every single team in baseball will do that. And so if you're the Mariners, I mean, obviously, you know what? Should we update the graphic now? We'll do it later. But yeah, no. Now the Astros are 6-11. Mariners are 8-9. But yeah, no. I mean, Astros, man, you good? Like you're
Yeah.
already 5 games under 500. Now, again, it's still early. You know, they could get on a winning streak here. Like, I mean, you look at
And I mean, it's
yeah,
if
it can
like,
change.
based on the track record of this division over the past few years, it's like, yes, they're 3 games behind because the Rangers, Athletics, and Angels are in front of them. So it's like, it's like those are all teams that are like bottom
Yeah,
of the barrel or middle of the road, all 3 of
yeah.
those teams. So it's like,
And I'm pretty sure I think we both picked the Astros to win that division, if I'm not
I
mistaken,
think I
right?
picked the Mariners to
Oh,
win the
you picked the
division
Mariners. I picked the Astros. Yeah,
after their playoff run.
yeah. Actually, you know what? I think we both picked the Mariners, and I think I had the Astros in
Astros in
second.
second, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like it's not beyond if the Astros can figure it out. I think
Mm-hmm.
the pitching is what is the worst right now. Again, I've read off of those ERAs, and that is pretty horrendous. I mean, if the team, I forgot to read off the team average ERA. It's 6.49 right now across all their pitchers. It's a 6.49. I mean, if we look at other teams that are notoriously bad over the past couple of years, the Rockies pitching staff has a combined ERA of 4.27.
Wow.
I know exactly. I mean,
Not too bad as I thought it was going to be.
Take a look at the White Sox here. The White Sox pitching staff has a combined ERA of 4.70.
Worse than the Rockies.
Yeah, but worse than the Rockies, but better than the Astros. So it's like the Astros, who have been a playoff team for a number of years. It's their bullpen is and really, I think it's really the starting pitching is kind of nowhere to be found. The Athletic starting pitching, 4.20 average ERA. If you look at another, let's go with the Nationals right now.
Mm-hmm.
The Nationals team ERA right now is 5.51, still better than the Astros. But, it's like, how is a team that has had so many playoff runs over the past couple of years, has been atop the AL West for a very long time? What happened to their pitching this season? Because I mean, they didn't really give away pieces. They didn't lose pieces either. I think really the only notable thing that happened was they brought in Tatsuya Amai from Japan, who is having an awful season. He has a 7.27 ERA, has given up, I mean, he's given up no homers, but has 7 earned runs, has allowed 7 hits. He has struck out 13, but he's walked 11. I think that's where those runs have come from, is those walks. Not a lot of command. I think that's kind of something that we saw or have seen from Roki Sasaki this season, where it's like, you get a pitcher, I think a young Japanese pitcher, I mean, maybe even really any young pitcher, doesn't matter where they come from. They come to the majors for their first time, and it's like the command kind of just
is just not there.
Yeah, it kind of just disappears. And I know, it's like that's something you work through with a pitching staff. You work through. It's like, okay, we're seeing this. You do live ABs as a pitcher. You face live hitters, and it's just like that feels good. It looks good. It's like the training staff is saying, hey, there's pitchers looking good. You go to an actual game and you give up 6 runs or something.
Michael Lorenzen, first inning. No, it's actually 7 runs. It was 7 runs.
I mean, if you want to compare Tatsuya Mai, who's only given up 7 runs this season, Roki Sasaki has given up 9 on 14 hits and 10 walks. It's like I don't know. It's like I think it's easy to compare the Astros pitchers to a lot of other pitchers in the league right now based on what season they're in, how long they've actually been how many games they've pitched in the major leagues in total. But it's like even someone again like Roki Sasaki, who this is his 2nd season. And yes, he didn't really pitch a whole lot last year because of, just how poorly he pitched. And also he had to deal with an injury in the middle of the season. It's like Tatsuya Mai, also from Japan, is having the same struggles that Roki Sasaki is having.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, I don't know. Astros get together, man. And it's not like, I don't know. I can't really think off the top of my head because we're not I'm not huge in the minor leagues. I'm again, this is something maybe in the future we'll have a minor league person come on the podcast, talk about minor leagues. Maybe that's something that we could do maybe during the draft. What were we thinking?
That would explain why the Astros pitching is terrible.
Minor leagues.
No, Hunter Brown, Tatsuya Mai, Christian Javier.
They're all out.
Yeah, they're all on the injured list right now. For their relief pitchers, Bennett Sousa and Nate Pearson on the IL, and then for their closers, Josh Hader's on the IL. I forgot they had Josh Hader.
Oh yeah, dude. Hey, when Josh Hader's on his game, we all know that it's hard to hit him.
He was on the Rays for a bit, right?
No, he was on the Brewers.
Brewers, that's who it was.
Yeah, Milwaukee.
Yes.
Yeah, dude. And then dude, like it's incredible. Like all their injuries that they've had. And it's all pitching injuries. I don't think they have one. I might be wrong, but I don't think they have hardly any position player injuries. But yeah, I mean it would make sense why their rotation
that makes
is
a lot
so bad.
more sense as to why it's kind of fallen apart. They have 1, 2, 3, 4. What's that? 6 pitchers on the injured list. They only have 3 position players on the IL, but they have so much depth.
Yeah,
at literally every position. They have a lot of utility players. Well,
and these guys, they need these guys to be on their team because I mean, I will say though, some of these guys, some of the guys that are injured now, they didn't have good starts either. So it's just like it's been just crap for Astros fans. Again, you're 6-11 now. You still have an opportunity to turn around, but like there comes a point, like, and we mentioned it last time. Again, we got to wrap things up here, but we mentioned it last time how the later, like once you get into May and June, well, especially in May, a lot of baseball analysts will say this over at MLB Network, which I love watching. But I forget who said this, but basically, you'll know what type of team you are by May. By May, you'll start to know what team you are. Generally, April is a wacky month. You have weather, you have delays. There's always something happening. Yep. But once you get to May, at least definitely by June, but once you get to May and June, you know what type of team you have. Yeah. If the Astros do not turn this thing around, Mason, and again, some of these pitching injuries, while they're not too serious, which is good news for them, they're still going to take several weeks for them to get rehab, get back to the team. By that point, Mason, it's just like they might be, I don't know, like 15-30. I don't know. Like, you just hope that if you're an Astros fan, you're hoping that your offense keeps you in the games, which I think it will. But what happens when the pitching is so bad and the offense all of a sudden gets cold? Because that's going to happen.
Yeah.
And every team has that happen. So if you're an Astros fan, it's just like, well, if we don't get our pitching depth back and the guys that we have stink right now and they don't have the depth and our offense is going to get cold, you're starting to worry right now. And again, in terms of the Rockies here, the Rockies are 6-10. Yeah, listen, we're not expecting a 500 season from them. I know we were 500 like a few days ago, but we're starting to now see, okay, this might be the Rockies team this year. We're still not going to be good, but we're going to be a little bit more competitive.
Yeah.
This is when you're starting to see that. And I think if you're the Astros, you're not hitting the panic button yet, but you're kind of moving your hand toward the button of like, okay, we need to start hitting the panic button here. And again, do they have any arms in their like AAA that they could use? They might. Again, we're not a minor league baseball podcast, but as far as I know, Mason, I don't really recall any like top prospects in their system that are pitchers. I do think that
I can't really remember any that.
I want to say that they do have one guy. I think he might already be with a team. Is it Cam Johnson? I think that's his name. I think he's on the big league roster for the Astros, but I know he's high. I think he's their number one prospect, if I'm not mistaken. But it's just like they need some help if things don't go right. And again, they have some difficult series coming up. And again, if they don't get their pitching right, you're looking at a potentially, I don't know if it's going to be a lost season because again, we've seen teams come back. But it's just, you rather have at least a decent start because if you go to 10 games below 500, it almost feels
it's kind of hard to come back from that.
Exactly. You're not going to win 10 straight games. You're just not, unless if you're like the 2021 St. Louis Cardinals or the 07 Rockies that throw that in there. So it's just,
it is definitely an uphill battle for the Astros. It does look like I'm looking ahead in like the MLB schedule. They do have Tatsuya Amai coming back off of the IL. He's going to pitch Wednesday against the Rockies. I think it's the Rockies after just sweeping Houston. They went to San Diego. Now they're going to Houston to play the Astros again.
Yeah. Hopefully we do well. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think we'll wrap this up with kind of some series to watch
Hmm.
over the next week. Obviously we'll talk about the Dodgers and Rockies as always, so as those are our favorite teams. I also want to pay attention to the Angels and Yankees series. I
Oh
think
yeah.
with kind of how the Angels have been playing on the up and up a little bit,
Hmm.
they're 500 right now, and again, Yankees losing 5 straight. Definitely another series to watch. As well as the Red Sox and the Twins series. I think is another one that we
Hmm.
should pay attention to as well. Twins currently atop
The Central.
the
Yeah.
currently atop the 10 Central. Sorry, Red Sox at the bottom of the East. So kind of two strange spots for those teams to be on opposite ends of where we would normally put them. So I think that's going to be an interesting series to watch and see how that pans out for those teams.
Yeah. I agree with you on that. I might add another series to that list. Again, we're our main one. I think we're gonna go with what was it? We're gonna go with the Yankees and Angels.
Yeah, I think that's something the
Yeah.
main one we're going to talk about. The Angels
Yeah.
and Yankees, I think, is the big
Yeah. Like,
one.
can the Angels stay around 500? Because again, I think we both picked them to finish dead last in the AL West.
I think I might have had them fourth.
Fourth.
I
You
think I
might
had the
have.
Athletics below them.
Yeah, I know. I put them in fifth, but I mean, Mike Trout. You know, you like to see the start that he's having.
Yep.
Again, you like the a little bit of the wit of the team because again, the other night they had that bench clearing incident with the Braves with Ronaldo Lopez and Jorge Soler. Again,
Oh my gosh.
if people don't know what I'm talking about, go check out
Yeah,
on
go look it
ESPN or
up.
whatever. But yeah, check out the block by Braves manager Walt Weiss. That was awesome. Another series I'm looking at is the Cubs and the Phillies. The Cubs are
Okay.
in Philadelphia. I think again the Cubs, they're kind of scaring me a little bit. It's just like they're not hitting very well. Their
Yeah.
best hitter right now is Carson Kelly, who's their catcher. He's a veteran catcher, but like Suzuki is 182, Bregman's 226.
They are
Um,
both 7 and 8 teams.
yeah, and I mean they're pitching on both sides. I feel like both Sanchez, who's pitching right now, the game's actually going on right now.
Yeah, first game
Sanchez,
has started.
yeah, and looks like they're already up 1-0. I think Schwarber hit a Schwarber bomb.
Yeah, Phillies are up 1-0 right now, but Chicago maybe could score some runs here in the second. They got 2 on,
Yeah,
1 out.
it's gonna be tough though playing in Philadelphia. You know, we already know how hard that place can be to play at if you're an opposing team. I can speak from experience from a
Yeah.
Rockies fan.
I think
yeah,
maybe the Cubs are a little happy to not be at home. I think there were a couple
yeah,
games where it was really, really windy.
yeah.
I mean, it's
I'm
Chicago. It's the windy city. But
yeah,
I think there was one game that they lost to the Nationals, but they lost a
yeah.
lot of balls up in the sky because of the wind.
Yeah,
There
it's just
was
that time of year.
yeah,
It's
I mean,
like
it's like
April. Yeah.
I watched I think one of my favorite baseball YouTubers right now made the cut. Love
Oh
his content.
yes, yes.
Very
Shout out to
good. He
him.
made a video
Yeah.
like Ian Happ a couple weeks ago hit a home run that like based on all the previous like everything in the Statcast era we know about how hard the ball was hit, the launch angle it had, and like the distance it should have traveled. It should have been a home run out in the street.
Yeah, literally out of all
It-
30 major league ballparks.
yeah,
Yeah.
it would have been a home run in every single park. It would have been out of the street in Wrigley Field where they were playing. But the headwind coming at that ball was so strong, it was a pop out to shallow left field.
It takes and it gives away. That's what that,
So I think if the weather's nice in Philly, I think the Cubs are
Mhm.
hopefully looking for a good away series against the Phillies, away from home, away
Mm.
from the wind. I mean, the Cubs have a +10 run differential right now. Phillies have a -16 run differential. So
Yeah, I
the,
mean,
the Cubs, I would say,
yeah.
I think are the better team when compared to the Phillies. But it's really going to be a test of how well can the pitching staff stand up to each other in this
Yeah.
series.
I mean, in the lineup tonight, the only 300 plus hitters is the rookie, and Justin Crawford, the son of Carl Crawford, long time. I think Carl Crawford was a Dodger, if I'm not mistaken. 1 point Dodger. I know he played for the Devil
Carl
Rays.
Crawford?
I'm pretty sure he played for the Dodgers.
Yeah, he did.
This is our trivia question for you today, folks.
Yeah,
So it's Carl Crawford.
This is funny. The Wikipedia, it says Carl DeMonte Crawford, nicknamed the Perfect Storm.
Ooh.
Shout outs to the nickname. He was all over the place. Played for the Rays, played for the Dodgers, played for the Red Sox.
Yeah, he was the Dodger,
I believe. Yeah, he's been all over the place.
I remember one year, I think it was only 1 or 2 years, we had MLB 2K. I remember playing him, playing for the Rays. I played the Rays in the demo version, and I remember Carl Crawford on that, and I remember how good he was. But just
I
shout out,
don't, it's like
shout out.
even though I grew up watching the Dodgers, I think he was on the Dodgers when, like I kind of have my first memories of just
Mhm.
life. 2013, 2016. I don't remember seeing him much.
Yeah, probably. I
Um,
don't think he spent a whole lot of time there.
I mean, he
Was
only
it like a few years?
he never played a complete season with them.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense because
Um,
I don't I remember he was a Dodger, but I just
I
don't
don't know
remember
about, and
the
maybe
length.
injuries in the later years, but he played
Yeah,
116, then 105, then 69, and then 30 games. His final season with the
no.
Dodgers only lasted 30 games. For
Oof.
a total of 320, it looks like. With I mean, what was his average with the Dodgers? I mean, he had
Yeah,
278. He was a good hitter.
yeah,
278, 320 on base percentage, 400 slugging, and a 720 OPS. So, I mean, he was a
all
solid
star hit.
hitter.
Yeah, great hitter. I mean, in that ballpark. I mean, again, it's the Dodgers. So I mean, that was when the Dodgers
Wow.
were.
His
eh,
career with the Dodgers, now granted, he never played a
Yeah.
complete season, only 173 total strikeouts in the 4 years he played with the Dodgers.
See that that's like
That's like
you
how many strikeouts a player can have in one season now.
season. Yeah, it's just that's old school baseball. I feel like there's like Jimmy Rollins.
I mean, but that's not even juiced ball era. That's not
no.
steroid era. That was
Yeah.
like that 2013 and 2016. I feel was like those are great years for baseball.
Well, especially I feel like that's when you had like the peak seasons, obviously for a lot of younger pitchers or like guys that are not veterans, like Max Scherzer. You had Jacob DeGrom coming up for the
Clayton
Mets.
Kershaw won. I think
Yeah.
he won his Cy Young award during that time, and won. And
What year did he have like 300 strikeouts? He had a year where he had like 300 strikeouts? It was like 2015.
let me pull up his.
He had like an insane year, but just like
Let me pull up his stats.
well, especially with the pitchers nowadays, Mason, it's just incredible like how many strikeouts they accumulate, and then some of these hitters, it's just like it's incredible. And again, we were talking about this on our Rockies Now podcast,
His
but
2015 season
was 300 strikeouts.
was 300. He was an all-star.
Incredible.
His Cy Young and won the MVP.
Will we ever see another 300 strikeout season ever again? I think we will. It just will be a while.
I think it's so rare because his next highest was 248 in 2011,
like
232 in 2013. So it's so rare.
Yeah.
It's so rare to see 300 strikeouts. This is why, man. I mean, oh my gosh, he pitched.
How good he was.
I don't even know if that might be an MLB high, but he pitched 232.2 total innings that season.
Like I want to say it might have been 2014 or I think it was 2014 or 2015, the year. Either it was one of those years. I think it was when he threw a no-hitter against my Rockies.
I believe
it might have been 2014 because I remember Tulo was still on the team.
Clayton Kershaw no hitters. Let me look that up. That is not easy to find.
I think it was because he threw a number of them. Yeah,
2014.
Yeah, it was 2014. It was against my Rockies.
Oh, that was a beautiful game. That was a beautiful game.
And I think Jordan Pacheco was the last out. Shout out to Jordan Pacheco, Rocky legend. Because I remember watching that game. I'm like, I hate being no-hit. But anyways,
I think that is where we'll wrap it up for today. We've ran a little bit too long, bit of a longer episode. We talked about City Connect jerseys for too long.
But hey, we enjoyed talking about
exactly.
City Connect.
We love just chatting. Hopefully, you guys love listening. As always, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe, share, leave a comment if you're watching the YouTube video. Let us know your thoughts, how you think the MLB season goes so far, what you think of your favorite team at this point in the season. All those things. I'll say this. We'll be doing this for a while. Hopefully not for much longer while. But we are looking for any help we can with the podcast. It's just me and Steven who do the whole thing, everything. We do the whole production stuff. We upload all the videos. We do all the thumbnails. We do all that stuff. So if you're good with editing this type of content, if you can make thumbnails, if you kind of know like the back end production side of stuff, really anything, we would love your help with that. We can't pay you. We don't have money.
One day we'll get there. We'll get
there. One day we'll have money. But if you are hoping to maybe get your toes dipped in the water, or you already have some experience, we would just love your help to get this podcast growing. We're trying to be hopefully a growing podcast. Obviously, Rockies Now page. Shout out to Rockies Now. If you're a Rockies fan or just want to hear about all the happenings in the Rockies organization, head over there. Great content there. Rocky's now one of the fastest growing podcasts, I think, right now. Like very quickly. And baseball now, we're trying to do the same thing here. You know, a little bit more broad. We cover all things baseball here. Yeah, but again, just don't forget to like, subscribe, share, all those things. We appreciate you guys' support, and we will see you all next time. Peace out.